And I don't know if Deanna's on here, but I'll post the link and we could get rolling here. Looks like some
Okay.
news in China just came out, causing some of the China ADRs to move down. Oh, here we go. All right. So are we live?
And I'll address something else. And people are asking, is this is this can I get a replay? And the answer is yes, folks. If you do want a replay for this, once again, it is a live presentation. I'm posting this in the chat for everyone. And the rules are real simple. Just give me your name and your email address. And when we're done here, I'll give that to our customer care team. And when a replay is available, they'll be glad to email you that link. But the one thing I do need to share with you when you get the replay, this special offer is good today until midnight. So if you watch the replay tomorrow and you're thinking you're going to get 997, you won't.
Oh, well, thank you,
I
Raleigh.
need to be honest.
Perfect. All right. And we are live on YouTube, I believe, as well. So let's get into some of the market action and talk about some names. And I think let me move this over, Raleigh. I got my big head in the way blocking it. So what I'm going to do is get some of my scanners over here and make it a little bigger for everyone. There we go. Let's get the news flow. Let's get the penny and the jets over here as well. And let's actually do a quick little search here for, let's see what names we got after the closing bell here. And I think we have, what was it, Wells Fargo? Yeah, it was Wells Fargo. We did see, as some of y'all mentioned, some of the puts in Wells Fargo today. The April 63 puts, some 59 puts as well for April. So let me do a little digging here in Fargo. Shall we? Let's see how much they
Yeah,
are.
and did we say their earnings are coming out before they open tomorrow? Is that what the word is?
Indeed. And wow, are they expensive? Woo. The 63 puts are 345. Oh my days, Raleigh. What are these people pricing? Of course, I mean, of course there's volatility, but that's a little too pricey even for me. Let's see what Wells Fargo's history is on earnings, though, shall we?
Hmm.
Do a little. So, what I like to do for earnings is I like to do a history of the previous 4 quarters. And let's use the master indicator as our guide as well. So let's do a little history of Wells Fargo and see, hey, what does the stock normally do on earnings? This is the first bank earnings, so it's going to really show us a little bit of a clue of what the banks do. So Wells Fargo, we have actually a gap up. Well, that's good. All right, that's good. A gap up last quarter, previous quarter, gap up. All right. So let's go back to more gap down, gap up, gap down. So we've had 1 out of 4 misses on earnings. So with this earnings, I mean, they're never this volatile, but we have seen volatility, and I don't love buying pricey options into the print. Wells Fargo was under 60 yesterday. So that makes sense of why the puts are expensive, obviously a massive range. But even though we've seen multiple put buys, I really just don't want to trade a $3 plus option into earnings. So just a little too rich, even for me here in Wells Fargo. But to be fair, the implied move is about 5%. So that does make sense, but just a little too rich. So let's look at a few other names, shall we? Maybe we'll find a little bit cheaper. A little cheaper. Ooh, so this is a long-term play in tech to December. That one's way out in time. December 32s, maybe something a little bit more shorter dated would be fun. And the reason why I really just don't like December just a little too far away. With this, we usually like to look for, I would say no further out than May. Yeah, and those are 530. So again, a little too pricey for me. That makes sense.
Oh yeah.
But well, ideally like around $1. Just trying to keep it low price for sure out there. But let's see what else we got. BABA, we already had some news in the China ADRs. Oh, hey, Jen. Good to see you. Karen, you as well. Let's see what else we got. It's a little bit cheaper that we could play. Amazon. Oh, there was those Morgan Stanley calls. Morgan Stanley, the 112s. Morgan Stanley gap up on earnings. Small gap up on earnings. Small gap up on earnings. If these are under, what's the stock? 106. If these are under $1, maybe. Well, let's see. Should be around $1. Wow, 236, and they're 40 cents wide. All right, well, we're not doing those. My goodness. Those are a little tech is a copper name, David. That's a little too expensive for my cup of tea. But I did like, speaking of copper, and I mentioned this the other day, I did like this trade in Freeport, the May 34 calls. So Freeport would be basically it's copper stock again. This would be a recovery stock in copper. These are very liquid. I mean, usually they're penny wide. They're 10 cents wide today. But let's look at Freeport because Freeport, I think, was up like 16% yesterday. So we are seeing some copper buying. Freeport and tech are both copper. And let's see if we have earnings upcoming. Oh, I think we do. Their earnings are April 23rd. So actually, it looks like next week. So Freeport, wow. Maybe it's because of the end of the day, but they just went very wide. So this FCX buyer is playing the earnings in the next week or two, going out till May. I like those a lot. The issue is they're 30 cents wide. So maybe write this one down for tomorrow morning. Usually you want maybe penny wide or nickel wide. So let's write Freeport down. Maybe if we could get a tight bid ask tomorrow morning. No rush because they don't report till looks to be in the next week or two. So you don't have to rush for Freeport. But damn. Oh, some JP Morgans. Oh, look at here. Okay. April 11th, 225 puts in JP Morgan. Ooh. And then some October puts right behind it. So we saw some JP Morgan puts, some
above ask. Yeah.
Wells Fargo puts, Morgan Stanley little calls. Wow, $5.
Lance, bring up the penny option scanner.
I can't be $5 into earnings. You know what it is, Raleigh? It's because of yesterday.
Yeah.
They're not making they're not going to make option prices cheap after that wild swing yesterday.
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, we might have to wait till Monday because this is insane. I mean, they're implying a $12 move in JP Morgan. I mean, these are bank stocks. They usually don't move like this. Like look at last earnings. The stock moved what, $5? This was the president announcement here. I mean, look at here, barely any move on earnings. $5 here, a couple bucks. Wow. We might have to wait till tomorrow or for Monday. What about the XLF? It's implying about a 3% move for tomorrow. That's a lot. You could do XLF 46 puts for all the banks. but this is just a little too rich. I'm sorry. These are very pricey. It kind of reminds me of Tesla right now. You're going to trade a $20 option.
By the way, speaking of Tesla, there's a lot of put action there. What do the Tesla puts look like?
Yeah, mostly Tesla, unless it's a couple $1,000,000 though. I really don't look at it just because it trades a million options a day. So it would have to be at least $2 to $3 million worth of options.
Okay.
Oh, you have KRE. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Oh, the width is the bid ask spread. So, and like Freeport, this name is usually penny wide. So when you look at it today and they're 30 cents wide, that means you could get in and be down 30% in a second. That's pretty insane. And stuff like that, I obviously want to avoid just because it's so wide. What is this YMM? This is a China stock. Full Truck Alliance. Yeah, it is. Some April 10 puts and YMM. It's interesting. Yeah, we might. These are 15 cents wide. Same thing. Very, very wide. Yeah, we might have to wait till tomorrow or Monday morning because the markets are just, this is insane how wide they are right now. But I mean, the only way we're going to get around that is trading like, oh, they sit here too. 100 grand is really trading like NVIDIA or something here. Oh, we got 3 minutes left. How's our SPX trade? And we're at 100%. Nothing crazy, but 100%. That's good. Nothing crazy, but something out there.
Is that the one lot that you put out there?
My whopping one lot, Raleigh.
Yeah, there you go.
I know. That's it. Nothing crazy, but you can start small. I mean,
yep.
I'll even show you my account. I did $100. That's it. $100. So did it small today. You don't have to go big. You could trade small. You don't need anything crazy. So just heads up. I've been showing them on Telegram right now, but that's it mostly. We're in the testing stages of it. And I have some a group of people doing them as well. I've been sharing with for the past maybe like a month or so. But yeah, we've been doing them almost every single morning. There's been a few mornings we passed, but that's been going on for about a month or so. Really, I started doing them because of the volatility in the markets. Excuse me. And that's
Let's see there. Lance, did your microphone go off?
Oh, did it? Am I there?
There you go. You're on.
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem.
All right, let's see what other questions we got. A little craziness at the close there. So here's the game plan for tomorrow, everyone. 9:30 a.m. we have Shadow Trader training. 10 a.m. and if you're in Shadow Trader, you can stick around. We'll have News Flow penny option scanner training out there. So tomorrow we'll be live right at the opening bell. So that will be tomorrow, 9:30 for Shadow Trader live. And then 10 a.m. And don't worry, you guys can stick around, and girls, we'll have penny and news flow scanner training. So no one will be left behind. Let me cover some questions before we sign off. If you did the SPX trade this morning that I posted, I know you guys can make fun of me and girls. I only did one contract, but I was true to my word and said, hey, I'm just doing a contract, blah, blah, blah. And I did. I did, I think, 2 XSP. So $170 total, but better than nothing, right? Bob, it will be the at the money straddle or it will be displayed under MMM. So it will not be there. It was 1.5 million on GameStop. Is there a training session on the SPX? No, not yet. Again, still in the testing phases out there. And we ran into a hiccup with TradingView. So hopefully soon. Doug, no, I've shared in some emails and stuff how if it's totally against you, try to close it out for 75, 80%. Just Jen, I don't think so because we get the scanner from the CBOE, but I wish you would, or I wish it would. Pardon me. Oh, good job, Cheryl. Very, very smart of you. Very, very smart. I actually did the opposite and it worked out as well. Well, actually, you did both sides. So never mind. You did it perfect. Great work. Perfect. Yep. So we'll be live at 9:30 a.m. for Shadow Trader training. So if you want to sign up, do so right now, lancebolito.com trader. Or if you are a member, you'll still be invited. By the way, new members and members, current members. And then at 10 a.m., we'll do penny, option dashboard, news flow, scanner training. So we got a big day tomorrow. I think we might even be back at 3:30 a.m., if I'm not mistaken. So we're all over the place tomorrow. So very, very busy day.
I've got a GoPro attached to you.
For real. Marky Mark, the max would be $500 or $100 per, actually it'd be $400 depending on credit. And then for XXP, it'd be $100 max. So not a ton of risk out there. Oh, good job, Richie. Great work. Good job.
Oh, yeah. On American. Yep.
We love American Airlines. We love America, but you did even better on the American Airlines. I wish I would have held Delta a little bit more.
Yeah, I know.
And if you guys and girls need me, I do apologize for the kind of the quick session today. Feel free to shoot me an email. Let me type it in here real quick before I wrap up, Raleigh.
Yeah.
I think they gave me an official company email too.
I think so as well.
But I think I'm getting them forward over. So it's Stonk Mania Brother at gmail.com. Let me see if I could just pull it up here. I didn't realize my email was so long. I just made it just for y'all. So I don't get any other stuff on it. Just a heads up.
Yeah, the shortened version is lance@investpub.com.
Oh, even that's a lot better, Raleigh.
Yeah. So, and it may be linked to it. In other words, I think it comes to you. Maybe it goes to there. So
Well, there we go. Even better.
I'm going to say alternative email is
Perfect.
lance@investpub.com. So, folks, if you've got questions about the strategies, platforms, etc., you can, email Lance there, but don't email him questions like, "Hey, can I get extra discount on it?" or "Can I get a special?" He doesn't handle any of that stuff. That's what the sales department for and the support department is for. But if you have a specific question about the strategy, setup, or whatnot, Lance is there. But also, as Lance said, we have customer service live every day for 3 hours from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 5 days a week. And folks, when you're a member of any of our programs, you just click on that. You go right into that Zoom room and ask your questions there. So I would say this, you know how busy Lance is. If you don't get your answers in customer service live, things of that nature, that would be the time to pop them an email. And I'm not trying to filter things for you, Lance, but I know how busy you are. And I just wanted to say there's probably a caliber of question that you'd like to receive.
Yes. I mean, here I don't handle any account stuff, but if you have any questions on the markets, feel free to shoot me an email. If I don't get back to you in a day, I'll have Mitch, my assistant, get to you, and then she'll make them a priority to get to you. But I try to check them a couple times a day. But yeah, no account questions because I don't handle the account. When you purchase Shadow Trader, Scanner, and stuff like that, I get a small commission fee. I created these programs, Lord knows how long ago. Scanner, like 8 years ago. Shadow Trader, what is it now? Almost 5 years ago and such. So I get a small commission, but all the account stuff, money stuff, everything like that, please call 904-706-3539. I'll do my best though to help you out, try to give you as much insights. I've even shared a couple things I'm not supposed to with some of y'all emailing me. Just keep it on the low. But watch list, post it on Telegram. I'll email it to you, download, shared link. Some of you, and you know who you are, I gave my little market maker move stuff out there for testing because it's not officially done yet. Please note, we're getting lots of emails on that. And everything like that. And then we'll be live tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Shadow Trader, members only training, 10 a.m. scanner training. So you're put two and two, two of the best together. Institutional order flow with real-time alerts. Try to make it as easy as possible. If you're having troubles, come to the trainings. They will be recorded if you can't make them. But right now, very, very important. Don't try to be a home run, big shot out there. Trade small, build reps, get comfortable, get confident, see how the market moves in correlation to news and prices and all that stuff, because it is moving fast. And we're just really trying to focus on education, learning right now. More than anything else. So real happy we were able to bring this to y'all today. If you're on YouTube watching, we'll get back to the normal 3:30 slot. If you're on Zoom watching and you're part of Shadow Trader, I'll see you all at 9:30 a.m. The links will be email, text, and Telegram to you, and they'll be in the members portal as well. So be on the lookout tomorrow morning. And if you can't make it, they will all be recorded. All right, Raleigh, I am gassed officially. My apple I had for lunch is officially gone. I have not left the computer.
You did great, my man. Do appreciate it, Lance. Always love it when you basically combine a pitch with education and then live trading and a live look at the markets, and that's just the way to do it, folks. And so, Lance, I'm going to hang for a few more minutes, answer any last minute questions that come up. But thank you once again for your time today and for all the work that you and your team have put into bringing us this kind of edge in the market, because I know initially you developed this for yourself, to give yourself an edge in the market. And once you saw the kind of repeatability and success of this program, you decided to make it public. As you said, it's the longest running program that I'm aware of that you've got. We're going 5 years now on this particular program, and that it has stood the test of time. And it doesn't surprise me because underneath it all, you're just tracking people that are trying to be sneaky and front run the market with news information that they have, and you catch them.
Yeah, that is true, Raleigh. When I started, I think I was fitting into my jeans and I was probably 40 pounds lighter. Now I'm not fitting in my jeans and heavier and more gray hair, but it's stood through the test of time, and that's the key. It's not the one trick pony out there. So stick with it. It's going to be very, very, very active over these next probably 6, 7, 8 weeks with so many earnings, so much stuff. Like now's the time to get in if you've been missing out, because I think it ends tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, and stuff. Yeah, volatility up, volatility down. We've been through it all. We've been through no volatility, tons of volatility, bull markets, bear markets.
I was going to say, I don't, I could be wrong here. So I see Jack's question. He's going, as long as volatility is up, these trades will work. I don't think volatility has anything to do with these trades. Once again,
volatility is not. I mean, if anything, we just have to be more selective on the options. Right. That's really the number one thing with volatility. And we obviously filter them and stuff like that, but yeah, that's it. That's really it, though. The one thing that volatility creates is opportunity. When there's no volatility, um, when you get like 1 to 2% moves in stocks, you can make 50% in the options. Now you need kind of like a 5, 7% move in a stock to make 50%. So it's all good on both ends of the tape. There's no low vol, high vol. Doesn't matter too much.
Doesn't matter. All right, my man. Well, I'm going to grab the screen here. And as I said, I am going to, oh, wait a minute. Let me see. I need to take over the host, reclaim host. There we go. So Lance, once again, take care, buddy. Have a wonderful evening. I look forward to see you in another event, my man.
Thank you, Raleigh. Good to see you. And I'll see everyone at 9:30 or 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, bright early tomorrow.
Bright and early tomorrow for the open. So once again, folks, for those of you that came late, my name is Raleigh White. I'm the senior moderator here at the Trading Pub and the Prosperity Pub, and I do have the great good fortune of being able to work with wonderful people like Lance Ippolito that are sharing with us, strategies, platforms, techniques, approaches that they've created for themselves as to how they look to have an edge in trading the markets. And now we have access to that same information and platforms as well. And the focus today was on shadow trader. So what I've done is I've created a short little summary here over what Lance presented. I've knocked out all the testimonials and marketing material, et cetera. They're just basically the brass tacks of the program. And then I'll also cover the special offer for those of you that may have missed that, or if you have any questions. So today's focus was on shadow trader. And to our knowledge, it's the only research service that we're aware of that leverages shadow sweeps to figure out which stocks are being front run by Wall Street trade desks. And that's the key. That's what we're looking for. Can you do it? Well, we've done it. Okay. And if you follow Lance's work for any amount of time, then you know that shadow sweeps often precede market moving events. So when he discovered how predictive these things were, he stopped wasting time with technical patterns and fundamentals altogether. Once again, doesn't even look at his charts to identify these opportunities because they're lagging. They have no ability to predict what could happen. And he hired a team of programmers to build a system that he could use to track these things, okay? And it allows him to see exactly what these Wall Street desks are doing down to the dollar just mere seconds after they do it. And then once he gets the green light alert, in other words, there's unusual trading activity on a ticker, and I'm talking about options activity, he runs it through some additional filters before even considering the trade. He looks at the shadow sweep size, the options premium, the strike price, time in sales, open interest trading volume, and a handful of other things. And once again, these are filters and things that he has and understands and has built a strong knowledge of in all of his years as a professional hedge fund trader. And that's what we trigger a green light. So when all those things together, he gets a green light. And for example, let's take a look at SoFi back in November of 2022. This is a great example. On the 1st of November, they announced an incredible earnings report and the internet blew up. You can see SoFi Technology earnings blew everybody's mind. So the stock obviously surged higher on the good news, and we can see what happens here. But as you'd expect, 99% of traders missed that opportunity because from a technical standpoint, nothing was indicating that that move was going to occur. So if we take a look at this prior to the move, not the RSI wasn't telling them anything. The MACD wasn't suggesting anything. Not even volume was tipping its hand as to what could be happening with this particular stock. But 24 hours prior to that news event, SoFi lit up green, indicating a big market moving news was likely to occur. So this is the green light that occurred on Lance's proprietary system. So while everybody else was seeing these headlines plastered all over the place, the shadow sweep system had alerted him 24 hours in advance of that occurrence. And had you opened a basic $2,500 trade when the green light flashed, you would have walked away with $4,250 in just 24 hours. And for those of us that are small account traders, had you put 250 bucks in, you'd have walked away with $425 without having to mess around with chart patterns, complicated indicators, or anything like that. Because once again, the move would have already happened. Here's another example on Cloudflare back in February 2023. You can see the stock was about 80% off of its highs, pretty much a dog of a stock. Even the insiders had just sold off 1.6 million shares. And many analysts, including the famous Jim Cramer, were dogging the company's inability to make money. So basically, everybody was dumping on this stock, which is why Lance was pretty surprised to see Cloudflare come up green on his platform. And anyone with a little common sense, you definitely wouldn't have been hot for this stock. There's nothing that would tell you that this stock is about to pop and go higher. But the system flagged 23 identical trade transactions happening within the same second. And here they are, 23 identical trades totaling 242,000 came in exactly 10:03 and 56 seconds across multiple option exchanges. And it was clear that somebody, we don't know who they were, knew something. We don't know what it was, but they're trying to front run a news event. And sure enough, 24 hours later, Cloudflare posted their best earnings of the year. And as you imagine, the stock shot higher to 87% in 24 hours. Now, we're not talking about 87% in the underlying price, but had you gone ahead and bought a call, okay, when the green light came on, you would have realized 87% in profit, okay? All you had to do was to wait, is to get in before the news came out. And had you put $5,000 into that trade, you would have walked away with 9,375 bucks. And if you're a small account trader like myself, if you had put 500 in there, you would have walked away with $937 payday. Now, here's what's really interesting about these 23 trades. This just blows me away. They didn't take place on the same options exchange. Whoever had this information and placed the trade was being real sneaky. He broke up that $253,000 into smaller increments, and he spread them across 13 different exchanges, all at the same day, at the same time, down to the second. And Lance's system caught it. Now, the official term for this multi-exchange trade is called a shadow sweep. That's what it's called, a shadow sweep. So if you get into our program, here's how it works. The moment Lance's system gives us a green light, Lance and his team will verify the data and send you a trade alert via text, email, and telegram. And from there, all you've got to do is check your phone and decide if this is an opportunity that's right for you. And as long as you open up a position before the market closes that day, you're golden. So when you get the alert, and if you want to take the trade, you want to get it in the market before the market closes on that particular day. Now, what can you expect? You can expect a minimum of 2 trade alerts per week. And we've seen some examples around earnings season where it's more than that. It's been more like 3 to 5 alerts. Once again, if these are high quality alerts, Lance isn't going to hold back and say, well, I've already given you 2, I'm going to hold these other ones back. No, he doesn't work that way. If he sees great opportunities, you're going to get them. So from that standpoint, he expects to deliver to you 100 unique opportunities over the course of any given year, 104 trade alerts at a minimum. Now, each week that Lance sees a number of green light stocks, but rest assured, he's never going to issue an alert that he doesn't believe has the potential to see big market moves. Once again, hence the extra filters that he takes a look at. And in addition to that, he wanted to include some educational material on how to trade options. So he's including his Options Hero workshop. Now, for those of you that are new to options, or if you're already trading options, the kind of options we're talking about here are level 1 options. If the signal is bullish, you're going to be buying a call. If the signal is bearish, you're going to be buying a put. These are directional trades. Any broker out there that allows you to trade US stocks and options will allow you to trade level one options this way. You can do it in a retirement account. You don't need a margin account. You can do it in a straightforward cash account. This is not day trading, so you don't need to have $25,000 in your account to do this. It is very, very small account friendly, very, very straightforward to do. And once again, the alerts include everything that you need to know to be able to decide if this is a trade you want to take. That aside, Lance wanted to make sure that he did include some training on how to place these kinds of trades in this program. Now, you also have a trade tracker, and a trade tracker is a big spreadsheet where Lance has kept a log of all the trades that he has issued on this program since it was initiated back on the 21st of February in 2020. So it's over 5 years old. And it's obviously organic because every week he's adding new trades to it. And along those lines, you're going to see all the trades that were placed, including some of the ones that were covered in this presentation, like the 160% winner in Array, the 200% in WWE, even that huge 925% winner from Snap. Now, every trade alert that we've ever issued, as I said, that's 499 winning alerts. Lance told us today that he just closed out a trade, so we're at 500 winning alerts with an accuracy rate of right around 71%. That includes 36 closed trades with an 81% win rate so far in 2025. So far in 25, and I think this is a little outdated because I think we probably have 37 closed trades. And once again, we're talking about 7 straight winning trades in a row leading up to where we are today. And as a news member, you're also going to be invited to all the live shadow tracker trading sessions. And on average, he typically likes to hold 1 to 2 of these sessions per quarter. And the next one, by the way, is tomorrow morning at 9:30. And if you can't attend these live for any reason, they are recorded and they are placed in the members area. So some frequently asked questions. How much do you need to get started? Well, today, Lance showed you some pretty highly lucrative examples. And despite the fact that many performed well, they were all fairly cheap. For example, take a look at Baker Hughes, okay? We saw a 105% gain on that, but that was a dollar entry, which means an average options contract cost you $100. Got in at $2.05, there's your gain. In addition to that, Array Technology, we saw a 160% winner here. That cost $115 per contract to get into that trade. And then, of course, you have Lumen Technology. That was a 245% winner, and it only took $31 to get into that. All told, when I asked Lance, on average, after 500 winning trades, just looking at the winning trades, what was this? He estimated that somewhere between $100 and $300 is what the cost of an average trade was going to be. But from time to time, you're going to see one as low as $31. But I wanted to share these examples with you to say that many of them are closer to $100 than to $300. So it is small account friendly. You don't need to start with $10,000 to get started. Okay. That being said, it's always risk involved in trading. So it's never a bad idea to never risk more than you're willing to lose. That's just one of the axioms of trading. Do I need any special permissions to trade these options? No. We're not trading spreads, strangles, condors, or anything complicated. We're basically going to be buying a simple call or a simple put. Okay. No special permission or skills are required. Now, you shouldn't be surprised that the publisher puts the retail price on this at $2,997 per year. But today, just to make sure everyone is able to join, Lance has a very special price, and it's $997, and that's good till midnight tonight, wherever you are in the continental United States. So for $997, you get everything that we've just talked about. 104 shadow sweep recommendations at a minimum, notification via text, email, and telegram, the Options Hero workshop, the Shadow Tracker playbook, weekly Shadow Tracker videos, live trading sessions, private members portal, the trade tracker, and the 14-day money back guarantee. And when you click on the link, it's going to take you to this landing page, and you can see it's very uncomplicated. You only have one choice. You can get the Shadow Trader for 1 year. but there are several people who have asked the question, hey, if I want to go to lifetime, how much is lifetime? And I'm putting this right now in the chat panel. When you sign up for this program, another page is going to pop up and it's going to say, if you want lifetime, that's an additional $1,498. So the total price of lifetime is $24.94. So this is the summary that I wanted to give you. Let me take a look at the questions here in the chat panel and see if I can answer any questions. Tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. For those of you that are members of Shadow Trader, you will be invited at 10 o'clock. He's also in that same room going to be doing a master training class for those people that have penny options and the news flow scanner, and you can stay for that as well if you would like. A few people are asking for the replay. That's terrific. Well, once again, folks, things have kind of quieted down here. Thank you so much for joining us today. We know your time is valuable, and we certainly hope that you got benefit from this presentation. And with that, I hope the rest of your Thursday is excellent. I hope that you have a wonderful tomorrow. And for those of you that join the program, have fun with Lance tomorrow at 9:30 at the open of the market. And with that, take care, and I look forward to seeing you at a future event. Bye-bye, folks.